Welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. We're in the Groundbreaking campaign, and I am your host, Bored Gamer Girl. And we're about to take out lots of beholders. Yes! Yes, I do. Oh my goodness, do not want to fight them. I hate beholders. I don't want to go here. So while waiting for my last video to render, I was like, oh, I'll, watch some random YouTube video. Because, whatever, that's fun. And so I saw this one on, how to be a YouTube celebrity. And not that I really care about being a YouTube celebrity, I was just like, I wonder, what kind of nonsense they're going to tell you about, how to be a celebrity on YouTube. And it was these two Asian kids, being just so... It was definitely entertaining. They were seriously ridiculous. Where am I going to have you go, Gion? I guess you also need more troops. But it was highly entertaining. It was a good way to waste some time before starting my next video. But yeah, oh my goodness. Some of the things that these people make videos of, I just wonder, I'm like, who thinks, oh, yes, this is clearly what I need to make a video about because, this is just brilliant. I'm like, but sometimes these people just make the stupidest videos. But, hey, it's 2.5 minutes of, pure, unadulterated amusement. I'll take it. But, that's just my feeling on the matter. Stupid obstacles. I don't think I'm gonna get to in time, so we'll just have our beholders finish you off. Da 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 da. But yeah, so that was amusing. It looks like they might make it some sort of series, which mildly frightens me. I was like, one time it was funny, but the problem is that you can't overkill this stuff. I mean, well, you can. That's the problem. Is you really don't want to overkill it. Oh. You're gonna wait for another turn because I want my capital. Capital! Excellent. So you're just gonna hang out here for an extra turn, dude. And, you are going to do basically nothing because, yeah, there's nothing for you to do. Alright, so go to this little town over here. Get some spells. But, yeah, I feel there are some concepts that, they're great once, but, if you keep bringing them up again and again, eventually you're just okay, I'm tired of this. You get worn out. You get worn out of them. I'm gonna have him give... Oh, look, we learned some stuff. You're gonna give your beholders to to Sinka. And then hang out back here again. And you're about to kill lots of harpy hags. Yes, I do wish to engage them. Yes, anyway, I don't need to, belabor that point. It's just, something I was thinking of. Wow. 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 Alright. That was awesome. Although I do have 69 of them. What was I expecting? 69. Anyway. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll recruit 2 of them. I don't really need herpes. Yes, earth magic! You all know I'm happy now. I'm so happy. Just so happy. Yeah, I guess we'll go that way. Onwards! Pardon me. Like, I never want to plan out, like, stuff to talk about, because I'm like, well, that's kind of lame if you're like, oh, today I'm going to talk about this, you know? Because, like, the whole point is that it's supposed to be natural. But at the same time, I'm like, well, if you can't think of anything to say, then maybe you should, like, plan out what you're going to say. Because at the moment, I'm like, yeah, I don't really have much that's interesting going on. Just sitting here, playing my game. Although maybe that's not fine for people, you just want to watch me, like, sit here and play. Which is, I mean, the main point. That's a big part of, like, why I watch Let's Plays, is, like, mainly, I want to watch you play and see what you do, and hopefully, you know, because I don't necessarily have time, money, access to all of these games. In fact, I can't remember whether I've talked about why I like watching them so much. Because I know that, like, at one point, I was talking about it, but I can't remember whether that was one of my real videos or one of my failed videos attempts. So, I will talk a little bit about how I got into it. I believe I've mentioned my brother, BGB, Board Gamer Bro, and then I have another brother. And, I mean, growing up, they were always into video games, like, as soon as they hit the scene, you know? Like, as soon as like, because I remember for BGB's, like, 6th or 8th birthday or something like this, like, the Nintendo came out, and, like, that's what he wanted. He wanted a Nintendo, and that was all he wanted, and it was, like, a big deal. And so, my parents decided to get him a Nintendo. Oh, an advisor approaches. The news is not good. The Erathian force to the south is led by Catherine Ironfist, daughter to the late King Griffinheart of Erathia. She commands a large force and has established a beachhead along the coast. Unless we hurry, she may very well reach Steadwick before us. Well, we will stop her there. We will not let her reach Steadwick before us. Hell no. But anyway, so... right, so BGB got the Nintendo, and then I was born, and basically, like, I was really little when they were playing on the Nintendo, and so a lot of the games, like, I couldn't really play. Like, I think I played some Duck Hunt, and I was really bad at Duck Hunt, because I was, like, could barely hold the, you know, you can barely hold the, like, gun, and, like, you're trying to, like, point it at people. It's not, you know, or at the ducks. It was bad. Right, so, I was really little and I couldn't play a lot of these games, but, like, that's, like, what my brothers would do, is that, you know, they'd come home from school or whatever, and they'd play video games. And, you know, I was basically by myself, hanging out with my mom all day, and I thought my brothers were, like, the coolest people on earth. I still kind of do. Like, I get along with my brothers really well. You know, I love them. We're a pretty close-knit family. But, yeah, so I would watch them play these video games all day. Yes, pathfinding! Alright, I need wisdom, like, whoa. But pathfinding is just great. Right. But anyway, so I wanted, you know, I would watch them play, and, you know, it'd be a lot of fun, and that's sort of how I got into it. Like, I wasn't old enough to play them, but, you know, I could watch my brothers, and that just stuck with me. Like, I always enjoyed doing that. It's led to some unfortunate circumstances, like, for instance, BGB is a very intense man. He, you know, he's very competitive. And so, you know, he played these video games, and I mean, there are a lot of Nintendo games that were, like, really hard, and, like, this is the first time you've seen them, and so it's like, you know, you don't know what you're doing, like, The Legend of Zelda, like, you know, before the internet and, like, all these walkthroughs, you basically just, like, wandered around everywhere, trying to, like, find stuff, like, whatever, and, like, you know, all the platformers and everything, you know, before you know the secrets. So anyway, you know, he would die in these games, and then he would get upset. And it was the funniest thing. I mean, not watching him lose, right? Like, obviously, I wanted him to do well. I was his little sister. Like, I want him to do well. But it's just really funny when, you know, you're watching someone play and, like, they're losing, and they just, like, go ballistic. They start screaming at the computer, and, you know, or you know, the television, and they're, like, throwing controllers around. I mean, it's really funny. I mean, especially when you're, like, 4, 5 years old, like, this is the funniest thing. And, you know, the problem is, however, that you can't laugh at my brother. Like, even though I wasn't meaning to laugh at him, yeah, I did a big no-no there. And so, sometimes I would get throttled. I mean, sometimes he would beat me. But, you know, in the way that loving brothers do. Other times, though, eventually, he didn't have to, like, actually throttle me anymore. He would just, you know, make the hand motions about what he wants to do to me right now. And that was good enough, because I knew that there was a possibility that he would do it. Right? Like, maybe he hasn't done it yet, but he could. He could very well decide that he'd had enough and, you know, beat the crap out of me. And so that sort of kept me at bay. And so then I learned, you know, not to laugh. But instead what would happen is I would smile, right? I'd be trying to contain my laughter, and so I would just smile. And, you know, I mean, again, I'm not laughing at him, but I'm smiling because I'm trying to contain the laughter. And of course, you know, him being a smart guy quickly figured out what I was up to, and that also did not make him happy. And so, oh man. So then that was worse, right? Like, if I smiled, because he knows, like, I'm trying to contain the laughter, trying to hide it from him. Yeah, that also got the beatings, or the threatening of beatings. Wow, I took a lot of things there. I hope this was worth it. Oh my goodness. Didn't even gain a level. Thank goodness I have a lot of beholders. That was a little bit brutal. But yeah, so that was amusing. That was an interesting part of my life. Thankfully, you know, now we have moved past that. I can watch him play games. I mean, I don't really watch him play games as much anymore, but if I ever do, you know, it is much easier for me to contain my amusement. But also, he doesn't... No, I don't want to deal with evil eyes. I hate them. But also, I mean, his temper, you know, is much better. He was a little kid at that time, you know? I mean, he was, like, what, like 9 or 10, maybe? It's like, you know, it's a big deal, these video games. It's not, you know, it's no joke. So, I understand his frustrations. But, yeah, oh my goodness. So funny. Still remains funny to me. We need to get you maybe some... No. We need to get a Met Level 2 Mage Guild. Yes, and then we need to get ourselves a Dragon Cave. Yes. Alamar, you can do whatever you want later. It's week 4, which means I should get myself another hero. Got Malekith. Okay, that's pretty good. Iona, I don't really care about. So we will go for Malekith next time. Thanks everyone for watching. This is Board Gamer Girl saying have a nice day. See ya!